Okay, so day 207. Carrying on from yesterday, or the last day, whatever it was. Last time I did a whole bunch of work towards making these libraries exportable and importable in a separate project. However, as part of that, I've kind of found that the WSI, the Windows Subsystem Interface library mechanism that I was doing, doesn't work so great. If I try to build the whole thing right now, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was still trying to deal with this. So this doesn't work very good. The having the separated loader and implementation. So I had the WSI, and then I had the windowing front end, middleware of GLFW3 in a separate library. However, trying to import that is a bit of a pain. I don't really feel like doing it. So what I'm more interested in, what I'm going to do is, like, I'm most of the way through this, except for this, and I don't want to commit something that's basically only halfway there. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to git stash, go into the actual engine, stash that, go back to the default state, make sure that I can actually build this, I think. So ninja-c build, it should build everything again. And then this time I'll have the bring up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the WSI stuff. So this is the windowing, the keyboard, the mouse, and I'm going to move that out and into what is currently the bring up application. Yeah. Or into the skunkworks thing. Okay, I'm going to first move into the bring up application, then I'm going to move it into skunkworks. To begin with, let's have a look at how I'm doing this right now. So if I go into application, I of course have somewhere I'm going to have the windows that I do, which is not here, which is around here somewhere. Am I blind? Here it is. Window data. Let's find where this is. This is the array. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this, please. So I just want to include engine stuff. Great. And it's in here. Window data. Sorry, no, this is the wrong one. This is not the one I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for here. So I have the window, the surface, and all that stuff. I already have so much stuff here. And I'm pretty sure, like, this is the thing that converts the window into a Vulkan surface to be done. And the reason this is out here is so that, like, you have a lot of control over, like, the presentation modes and the surface types. What surface do you want? And then you can, like, collate these or, like, spread them out across devices as you wish, rather than kind of me trying to figure this out at the engine level where I have much less information as to what you're trying to do. Like, I'm sure I could probably do some sane defaults, but I don't really want to do that. That's not the purpose. That's not what I'm trying to do. Instead, what's going to be happening is a lot of that stuff's going to be moving out to here. So if I go and I'm going to create some new, I'm just going to say, like, WSI GLFW, I think, something like that. And we're going to have a few files. I'm going to move keyboard and mouse and stuff around. So keyboard and mouse. We'll go down to GLFW for the moment. Maybe. Hold on. What I should be doing is in here, there's going to be source. There's going to be, I'm going to call it, I guess, input, like human input, what's that, human HID input, something like that, human interface device. I'm just going to call it that, actually. And in here, we're going to move the mouse, we're going to move the keyboard at the very least. And eventually, like, you'd add gamepads, you'd add XR devices and all that kind of stuff into here. Sorry, no, these are the wrong ones again. Move those back up. Thank you very much. It's these ones I'm looking for. Down to human interface device. Bam. So let's remove this from here. So human interface device, keyboard, header, going to call it that. We're going to just do 2025. Like, there's a good chance that, like, once sometime in the future, I'm going to, like, resplit this out into a library, but I'm just not happy with how the library is right now. Okay. So it'd be best to deal with them. So let's see what we got here. Processing keyboard. I could probably... These are just, like, integrate. Yeah, because these functions are inlined. These ones are inlined as well. Okay, one thing I'm going to have to do is right now in the application, somewhere down below, there's like some processing that I have to do at some point, like WSI, window size, get mouse, get keyboard, input. Okay, here we go. Window processing and global processing. This is going to be changing around. So I'm going to have to do something where, like, for each, I'm going to have to do like some pre-processing where I clear out, any pressed and released or whatever in down keys and stuff like that. These are all going to have to be cleared out. So here, I'm just going to say for now inline. No, I can probably just split it out into a separate. It doesn't have to be inline. Now, so CPP. Include mouse.hpp, and it's just going to be down here. A void function that does. You know what? No. I'll actually just keep it simple, a little bit simpler right now. It'll just be in a function right in here. I don't need to prefix it with mouse because I already know what I'm doing. Pre-processing. Where I say old in window equals in window. Pretty sure. Let me double check what is going on in here. Yeah. Oh, I basically already have it here. Yeah. Old position equals the current position. Scroll equals 0, 0. Where's 0 it out? Press buttons is cleared. And the release buttons are cleared. Do the same thing on the keyboard side. Where, let's see what we got. We got keyboard pre-processing right here. Wonderful. P key equals 0. Pressed, it's cleared. Released, it's cleared. And then afterwards, basically these functions will happen. So we got those. Okay, then we got the WSI GLFW, where I'm going to basically be moving this stuff into here. The WSI window is going to be changed up, so it's going to be a number of things. So it's going to be include GLFW/GLFW3.h. Fine enough. Going to have a capitalizes in GLFW window, star P window. Starts off blank. Want to need to include from, okay, this is a bit, frame timers back there. This is now an HID keyboard. HID mouse. Keyboard. It's not WSI anymore. Mouse input. I'm not going to prefix it with FOE right now. because this is not really FOE. This is just like skunkworks kind of level stuff. So it's going to be just keyboard input and mouse input. Okay, so anything else I need? I'm going to need something probably that says keyboard, mouse, result. Don't care about this. I'm going to have to deal with that. Extensions and surface. And then the window stuff. Okay. If I go into window, what do we got here? Just performing, okay, window maintenance. So I'm going to need a new thing, which is going to be like the creation. So it's like Boolean create GLFW 3 window. It's going to have int width, int height. Hold on, let me double check. When I create a new window, what can I do? Width, height, title, visible, and then I return the thing. Okay. Width, height, the title, whether or not it's visible to start off with. And then I want to return GLFW window star P double P window mouse input star P mouse input. It's mouse or keyboard first, whatever. Keyboard mouse keyboard. Anything else? Oh, and a Boolean that says like, hey, if this thing has been resized. That's something I'm going to have to keep track of here because I'm no longer going to be able to track it from within here, if I recall, right? Because inside of each of these windows was a little something or other, this thing, which had this, right? If I go back to this, yeah, I had the title, I had the resize, I had the mouse and keyboard. So that's what this is what I'm moving over. So I have the window. I don't really care about the title, this or this, but I do need whether or not it's been resized, which is true, I guess, to start with. Or maybe not. Does it? Yeah, no, it's true. So that's a new function. Let's go ahead and slap it up at the top here for the moment. I'm going to need a new namespace section because what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to bring over all of these like functions, the key callbacks, the char caller callbacks. So let's see, we've got these two. It's not this anymore. It's keyboard input. Whoop. Wonderful. So those are correct. And then I do the same thing for the mouse side. Everything that's not the pre-processing section. Keyboard. I don't really need to say if it's keyboard or mouse. I can see it plain as day. Rework those. Mouse. Blam. Okay. So then when I don't need to do this multiple locations, I don't think. But okay, when we start, if not GLFW init, if I fail to initialize, return false. We got something, or actually, I'm just going to standard abort for now. This is something I need to actually deal with properly at some later point. With no API, depending on the visibility, we do that. Right. And then I go to, I don't need to allocate. I just need to set up the window. So I just need to do, hey, new. I'm going to do a local one first, as I usually do. GLFW window star p window. I'm going to, no, sorry, new window equals this create window with width, height, p title. I don't have a monitor. I'm not dealing with that right now. And I'm not sharing with anything because this is Vulkan. And then if p new window, if not this, then standard abort. Then at this point, I need to add all of these pointers to the callbacks. Okay. I think I just need to do this. I can do this and position callback. I don't have. These are probably a few I would have had up here, right? Yeah, position callback. Really? Key callback. Okay. I need to rework these a little bit. So I'd have the key. Okay, I'm not going to have the keyboard input directly anymore. I need to do window star p window. The mods. And then what I have to do is I need to do a conversion of between, like, let's say auto star p private. Because I have, okay, yeah. Static cast to I would have to. I don't have that, do I? Ooh, no, because I'm not passing the whole thing. I'm just passing in these little sub bits. Okay, I'm going to have to create a new struct. Private window data, which is just going to have the three things, I think. Keyboard input, star p keyboard, bool, star p resized. This is the thing we're going to static cast into. From GLFW, get window user pointer from the p window that we were passed in. Close that up. And then auto star p keyboard equals p window data, p keyboard. And then we carry on and do everything else. Okay, wonderful. I'll do it like that. So we got that. Do that there. Let's do it for the others. Bam. This becomes p mouse out of p mouse. We do that. Next. Okay, we got all those. I'm going to have to do a couple more. I need to do the position callback, so I need to pull this. This is a mouse thing, right? Yeah, this is a mouse thing. So, let me do it in the same order if I can. Key and char callback. Key and char. Okay. Position callback becomes for cursor, so it'd be going here. This is for mouse data, and let me see if I can grab this. Don't know how I missed it, but I did. Pmouse equals that. And then we have the window resized callback. That looks like it would be this in here somewhere. Window resized callback. This is where, I mean, I'm just saying whether or not it's been resized. I don't actually care about the size specifically right now. Because then I can just grab it from the surface. That's what I normally do, I'm pretty sure. Pointer, oh, that becomes true. Okay, window resized callback is what it's actually named. Back down. This is not what I'm looking for. Okay, then we have the failure stuff. And then I would return it, okay? Yeah. If results successful, I'm just going to say, hey, star pp window equals p new window. We're going to return the window. Otherwise, we're going to, oh, I need to it's not the window. It's the other thing I create. P private window data, which I just need to create right here. Standard no throw. Private window data, with the data being p, what was it? Mouse, I think. Okay, p mouse is incorrect somehow. That is indeed correct. It should have been mouse input. Back to the window side. Okay, whatever. That's my bad. Close it up. We say if not p new private window, if this was not created, result equals false. Then we go through all of this stuff, and then we if new private window data, delete p new private window data. Then otherwise, GLFW destroy window of p new window. And then we don't return anything, I don't think. Yeah. Return results. Is there anything I need to do when destroying this window? Not specifically, just basically this. Oh, I'm not actually, in this thing, I'm not even destroying the private window data, which is naughty, naughty. I want to do GLFW window star p window. Create and destroy. Because I need to grab out this. GLFW get window user data from p window. Do the conversion to it. And then afterwards, we then GLFW destroy window, p window. Then we're done here. So what else we got going on down here? This is because it's looking for a different window type right now, not the new one. Now I'm going to say this is a GLFW 3 window data, something like that. Because I will, one of the things I was going to do was, like, after this and after I stabilized the new skunkworks thing, was I was also going to, like, just expand and add a bunch of other window types, SDL3, get a QT window kind of going, just so I have, like, the actual, like, proper experience and knowledge of, like, how that it works, that the pattern I'm choosing to go with works well across all of them. And it's not just specifically to just GLFW3, which is the one I've always used so far. So this is going to be changed up to this for the moment. We do that and go, hey, this to P window. Get the window size. This is a bunch of other interesting stuff, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Undeclared identifier to this. This is probably just because it's expecting it from another directory, which it was. Great. CMake lists.txt. I need to grab this to 2025. I need to find package GLFW. I don't need to do that or that. 3 required. See, this is being pulled into 2 locations. See, I also have this for in this ImGui. This is kind of what I'm trying to avoid, is try to, like, move, because I'd also have to have, like, SDL and Qt versions of ImGui, I guess, to make it work there, which is not going to be great. Okay, but for the moment, target sources. Okay, target link libraries for what is it even called at this point? What am I even in? This, right? This, it's private, and we're pulling in GLFW. I'm going to have this private, and we have the window.cpp. Okay, so it's moved out of here. It's also being used in application CPP. I want to take it out of that eventually and just isolate it just down to a few things. Like most of this maintenance section also doesn't actually require GLFW, I'm pretty sure. I think it's just here because it requires this at the moment, which I can grab and carry with me via other means, I'm pretty sure. Trying to think, is there anything else I need at the moment from this? I do not think so. So next step of the whatever is to change this to WSI underscore GLFW3 / that. If there's a version number, I'm going to add it, like SDL 2 and 3. Maybe not, because they don't. Like, they don't in their own library names and stuff. They just say GLFW. Okay, yeah. Let's get rid of that. Let's chop that down a little bit. Do that to just GLFW. For this one, oh. And that one. Oh my god. I made a that was awful. Okay, back down to application. I got those window things. This window. WSI for Windows Subsystem Interface. Windows Subsystem, basically. We're going to say GLFW underscore that. That's great. We move on to the application side again. And now begins the interesting bit, which is just copy pasting a bunch of stuff around. So, oh, the ImGui stuff. Gonna have to do that in a second. Result equals create GLFW 3 window with these functions. Gets down to visible, gets down to the window. And then we got to do like end of the iterator dot keyboard. Sorry, mouse. And resized. Okay. You do that. This is not quite correct because it's P window. Capitalized now. This is a Boolean result. If not results, we're going to have to end program. Fine, we're just going to say standard abort for the moment until I get past it. So this is now .p window. I need to deal with the ImGui stuff eventually. What's this? Okay, this is okay. For the moment, I'm going to turn off the editor stuff, the editor mode, which compiles all the ImGui stuff. I'll do that in a separate pass. I just want to get the windows going for the moment. Sorry, what was the problem? Cannot find source file tree in here. That's correct. That's gone. That's moved around. Instead, WSI. We add that. Try that again. Then we have cannot find this source file, which is okay, fine. Put that back in place so at least I can get this to go. Great. Okay, editor mode is now off. So that should be fine there. We go down to the next thing, which uses the window, which is this. Get content scale. This is a GLFW thing I can just do directly. Get window scale. Content scale. So window data 0.p window, and then we have those two. Scroll down to the next bit here where I'm removing the window. This doesn't exist right now, and then this is if this window exists, then we're going to call into destroy GLFW 3 window where I'm passing in not that's incorrect. It's supposed to be this, I think, for the moment. Pass that in. I mean, maybe I can just do that as well. It doesn't really matter. I'll leave it at that. That's off. Next, we come down to showing the window. So this is a GLFW show window. That's conversion. If the window should close. If not, while not GLFW, sorry. While not wanting to close the primary window at the very least. This will keep going. This is the window event processing section. So this is the, okay, what happens before this is we'd be doing iterator dot mouse dot preprocessing iterator dot keyboard dot preprocessing, and then afterwards we would do whatever was supposed to be in here, which would have been in the GLFW version of this. I would have passed it in somewhere. Here we go. Keyboard, mouse, window preprocessing. Not sure what that means. Window resize becomes false. Okay. Iterator.resized equals false. And then I was there a second ago. then GLFW poll events. Okay. Moving down, we have. Okay, this is editor mode stuff. Not touching this right now. Processing of user input. So this is not this. This will be like. Wait, no, this is still in the editor, isn't it? No, it's not. What's with window? Window is the current window. Okay, the window dot mouse, a keyboard. Going to do that. We're going to throw those two through as pointers, I guess. Yep. And then this function up here is going to be constant const. It's not that anymore. It's input. Okay, back down. Then we have to go through the window if window dot resized. Okay, what was it before? If the window's been resized, yeah, just that Boolean. Get size. This is for editor mode again. Then we come down here. Swap chain updates. If there's no P window here, skip it. Perform window maintenance. This is perform GLFW. That's that. Which again, I'm pretty sure I only really need it just for. Oh. The only reason this is out here is because I need it for that. Which, okay, fine. Then we go through GLFW window data. This is about the same, it looks like. Okay. Let's see if I can scrap these. It's not window 3 anymore. It's no longer 3. Let's see. -C build. How far this goes, if at all. Most of the way there. 209. This is a P window now. And it's not. What was this doing? Created a graphics runtime for each window created the surface. Which is just calling this. Okay. Okay. GLFW create window surface. We got the instance, we got the window, and then the surface. Why is this not happening? Is this because I probably need like GLFW native. instance window callbacks, the allocation callbacks, which I don't have. Do that. Try it again. We are close. So this is not found. Did I not rename it in here? No, I did not. That's 1, and that is 2. So it's just linking. And then I'm still missing this. This, right? Window data. P window, we're going to P window dot, or P window. Once again, we're here. Bring up. It's, do I have the data here? No, I do not. Let's copy this stuff back into here for the moment, shall we? Okay, let's F5 it. See where... No, this is the old application. Hold on. Build. If I bring up. This is the one I'm interested in right now. If I go here, there will be... Sorry, build engine. Then that. Okay, we're here. We're close. Now, what I need is to do the... Okay. This and this should supposedly be able to just disappear without a trace. I just need to do faux WSI, find any bits that are looking for it right here, which is that. Those are gone. This is gone. The ImGui needs to move. Uh-oh. I need to grab out the ImGui stuff first. Include. Okay. So we're going to bring this down here. Replace. Shit. That's not what I wanted to do at all. No! No. This was supposed to be ImGui. Okay. Well, fine. I can do that in a second. I accidentally overrode it. And then we got the source. Cut that. Paste it in here. Okay, now we get rid of WSI and WSI GLFW3. Great. This is now gone. These are gone. This is gone. Let's see if that compiles. Under the new, not quite yet. Right, because I deleted it. It was based off of this. Copy that. And paste it and modify it again. Window.hpp. Keep that, and we say it goes up to 2025 now. This is GLFW underscore that. This is from another directory. Include HID keyboard mouse. This is now a GLFW window star, P window, resized. Doesn't really matter. Keyboard input, keyboard. Mouse input, mouse. GLFW, GLFW3. WSI window's gone. Got that. We got the function declaration. So that is 1. And the other one's just below it. Okay. F5. Doesn't quite work. Faux/WSI. These are gone. Right. Back that up. WSI ImGui. WSI Vulkan is... What was this even doing here? Okay, this doesn't really... Okay, this is an interesting one because... Okay, this converts... mouse and keyboard input from whatever the windowing system is into what ImGui is expecting. Right. I am probably going to have to do something. Function, probably a function that does the conversion on the source side, probably. Probably. Okay. Focus on, okay, I'm going to focus on this side first, the application side first, which is not this application, but this one. This looks interesting. Right. So this is ImGui Windows stuff, which I'm not... Okay. You know what? Clean slate. This is just going to be the GLFW to ImGui stuff. Simple as. So this even correct? No, this isn't correct. This would be correct. Too many spaces. Yeah, that looks better. Add ImGui, add GLFW window. So that's going to be, okay, I got to do that as well. Star P ImGui window. We'll have all that, and then we'll have ImGui key for, let me double find where that was. In here, right? We'll do a key code on a key code basis. Okay, one thing I want to do, though, is I need to... The WSI had the Windows stuff. I need to move that out to, like, just somewhere in here. Here we are. Window.hpp. Windows CPP. That. Okay, now... Where was it? I did have them, and then I deleted them, didn't I? Here's the HPP side. So you got that. I got ImGui window. Man, it's been 4 years since I touched this. Okay. So what do I got? I'm going to have input, back one. Yeah, and then, yeah. Got that and that. Then we got the vector. Then we got, what's this stuff? Okay, I'm not going to need these. This is out the window now. The window is now going to be like a GLFW thing. I'm probably, okay. To keep this agnostic, I'm going to need, basically, I'm going to need some interchange functions and interface functions that sit between GLFW and this. That's going to be a whole bunch of things. It's going to say some things like, what's the size? If it's invisible, what's the content scale? What's if the termination's been requested, or what the title is, stuff like that. So type def We're going to have to just do this the old-fashioned way. Char const star. We're going to have a pointer function for window title. It's going to take in some context pointer of some sort. Yeah, double check. Because in here would have been the HTTP source. Here we go. Yeah, we grabbed keyboard input. We had the down keys. We had the mouse stuff. And then, yeah, we had render the menu elements, the custom UI. Here we go. The handle, the title, termination, width, height, visibility, content scale, then the mouse and keyboard. Okay. I want to just copy and paste this for the moment to 2025. This is going to be that. It's not going to be these anymore. Got keyboard input, got mouse input. I'm going to need that in the functions. This, however, so I'm not actually going to be adding the window type itself. I don't need GLFW. I'm just going to need some kind of context pointer. P context. And then, yeah, these things. So I got that. I need to void window size. Where it's going to be int star p width star p height. PFN window visible. And the content scale was the last one. Okay, and then I need to add all of these functions. So it'll be the window, the content, the context functions. So I'm not gonna PFN window termination called. Window size. Whether it's visible. Content scale. And then I need keyboard input star p. No. Const star p keyboard. Then otherwise, when we're removing it, we just want the context. context. Then I'm going to need these. That. We do all those. And we have I'm also not going to I should not modify any of these. I don't know though if I should do these as const, because those sub-functions can also have a lot of problems. Like a lot of them, like a lot of the GLFW functions probably aren't accepting const pointers. Okay, so this is that. Then I got to convert back to, oh, sorry, it's not this anymore. It's just, I guess, ImGui. What's this called? Faux ImGui. Oh, it's faux. Okay. That, I guess. And then we go to this side. Do that. Grab this stuff. We got that. Okay. We just say context. If this already exists, then return false. Otherwise, add it to the list. Almost got them all. Great. That's okay. All those things are being added. We now have the convert the removal side. Okay, we come down to here where it's now, what's going on? Menu label equals this is okay, the P context. And then the how I iterator dot pfn title of P context. Okay, and I got to just convert all of these other ones. The handle is P context. Get fish close, a PFN termination called. Get the size. Content scale. Int star with float value. That is true. Those should be floats. Where am I looking for? Here. Nope, not this. Here. We scale in floats today. Okay, we add window to this. And then I still have to deal with probably a couple of other items. Starting with the fact that this is still pulling in mouse and keyboard. Which it shouldn't, obviously. Okay. So, where was I? I was here. I was working on this. Right. So what I'm thinking of is I'm going to have to create a function or two. I need to do conversions basically, and I think I was kind of doing that. Yes, I was kind of doing that. For ImGui window, this would be from that. Then I need to do all of those little functions, which I had here a moment ago. Nope. There's a lot of things named window.cpp hanging around now. Need to kind of... Okay, these things. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. Let's grab a header. 2025. This is also straight up 2025. Perfect. So namespace. Do the generic context, and it'll be like GLFW window star p window equals GLFW window star of p context, and then we just return GLFW get window title from the p window. And we just do that a whole bunch of times, I'm pretty sure. Then we, of course, have to add it to actually work. So we got a Boolean for window termination called. Window should close. P width, GLFW get window size, P window, P width, P height. And these could these almost all be lambdas? These really could all be lambdas. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it really matters. Yeah, I think it'd probably be safer if just have it clearly visible like this. Boolean for visible, window visible. Return GLFW get window, I believe it's attribute, p window, and the attribute is like GLFW visible because it was like a flag before. Yes, there we go. Look at that. Content scale. The X and Y scale. And GLFW get window content scale of P window, PX, PY. Okay, we got all those, and then all I'm going to have to do is in the public function, which is this. I'm going to have to return P ImGui window, add window with P window, I guess. Window title. And the names of all the functions. And P keyboard, P mouse. Okay, so everything's added. And then I need to do, so at the moment, I'm just going to like, return, whatever the key code is. Because I am not going to do, oh, I thought that was some kind of conversion I would have to do here. Maybe not. But this is also a pretty old version, 4 years ago. Yeah, I can, if I update this, it's probably going to be quite different. Hmm. Okay, let's, okay, I have GLFW in here, right? GLFW. This is here because I have it a bunch here at the key map. This is what I was looking for. Oh, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trash GLFW. Don't want that here anymore. Nope, it all goes away. Yep. It's not here yet because it's still in the stash. This is going away. And then down here, I got to figure out how to deal with this stuff. Where I am probably Hmm. I'm just like I could just pass in the stuff directly. Pretty sure. If I go to wherever this is declared here, right? I don't need to pass in the whole thing. I just need to pass in like, you know, the mouse and stuff, right? So I could float position X, float position Y, scrolling. And the number of buttons that are down right now. Down buttons. And the number of them. That. I could just do that. And I could do the same thing on the keyboard side. So that I don't have to do some kind of weird something or other. I'm pretty sure. So do this. So this becomes position X, position Y, scroll X, scroll Y, I equals 0, I is less than down button count. And then for each of them, we just say, hey, you know, for P down buttons I, that's set to true. Otherwise, everything is preset to false. Yes. Keyboard side. What do we want there? I need a uint32t, Unicode character. I don't think wide characters are up to uint32, but UTF-8 is the mainstay. uint32, I think it pretty much covers everything. Yeah, so I'm just going to work with that. So uint32t const star p. Do we just care about, what do we care about? Just down keys? Just down keys. Okay. uint32t down key count. And then I need to do the conversion. Which I'll do later, I think. Yeah, keyboard input. Grab these. Go to here. Okay, we got that. We say P down keys. I 0. And if Unicode character is not that, then we say this becomes Unicode character. Okay. See how that builds. Okay, we're getting a little bit further along. This is still hiding around. Of course it is, because this was part of GLF, right? The GLFW stuff. Okay. This didn't create graphics runtime. This, what was this doing? It was just getting the extensions that GLFW was requiring. Right. So what needs to happen instead is I need to pass these in. I need to pass. Okay, this is for just the runtime, the instance. I need. Okay, yeah. I need to standard vector, standard string. Pass in a copy, I guess. I mean, I'm not adding stuff, am I? I am probably. Oh, I'm also doing a conversion. Okay. Layers. Okay, and am I adding extensions just here and here? Okay, I am adding a bunch. Okay, fine. Layers. And extensions. These are things that come in. I'm not going to enable windowing here. So what's going to happen is that wherever this is actually being called, here, just before I create the runtime, I no longer need the enable windowing, because what's going to happen is that that is instead going to be done out here. Where I'm going to say, hey, if I have any windows, then I need to do it myself. I need to grab the stuff myself. Yeah. I think the only thing I'm going to have is it's just extensions. Debug logging here, and then comma. Oh, wait, no, I need to update this. The parameters. I need to include string for it. I don't have any layers, but I'm going to have VK extensions. Just going to start here. WSI extensions. For WSI. If not supported, then I need to standard abort. Get out of here immediately. Otherwise, I need to go on and extension names, PP extension names equals GLFW get required instance extensions with extension count. And then iterate through all of them and add them to VK extensions. Runtime. Because it's device, right? Not instance. Oh, no, I created the XR runtime up here, not the graphics one is after. Okay. Yeah, so it's the instance. It is not runtime. Yeah, run UK instance extensions. Do that. This dot in place back PP extension names of I. We add all those and we pass them in. GLFW. Okay, we are compiling. Are we running? We are running. Okay, so most of the way there. Now I need to go ahead and I need to... What was I going to do? The ImGui side. Yes. Okay. Hold on, I gotta think about how I'm going to do this. Okay. What I'm going to actually do first, I think, is git stash from engine again. So what I want to do first, actually, is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to update ImGui, maybe because I want to update ImGui, see if there's anything, because it's 4 years old, a 4-year-old version of this. Then I want to see if there's any changes that I need to do before I then do the WSI removal and changes to ImGui via that. So external ImGui. Git, let me check what's even available right now. ImGui. .192.3 is very different. 1.92.3. Or we do this first. Yeah, there we go. Git check out that. Amazing. Whole bunch of changes and updates, I'm sure. Very interesting and very useful. Let's see if this actually builds as is. Looks to be a number of... Okay, so the key map that I was actually having problems with. No member named key map. Cool. So in the examples, how do they do SDL2, SDL3, GLFW, Vulkan? Here we go. So there's no more key map. Whatsoever. So, okay, we'll trash that, which I was going to do anyways. Happy little accident. We come down here. We have a problem with keys down. Keys down is no longer here. Okay. So, okay, what GLFW poll events. Okay, somewhere in here is going to be like, key GLFW add. Okay, let's just see, like somewhere there's going to be a function that actually does the keyboard stuff, and I want to see where it is. Okay, cool. Content scale for monitor. That's interesting. But I'm not doing primary monitor stuff. I don't know what screen or whatever I'm on, so it doesn't really matter. God, where are you? What is going on in here? Poll events. Where is keyboard? Give me some indication. Oh, hold on. When want to capture keyboard is true, do not dispatch keyboard input to your main application or clear overwrite your copy of the keyboard data. Fair enough. But I mean, how do I deal like keyboard input? Input? Key. That's not very great, is it? Like, okay, somewhere inside of here, there has to be something external. ImGui that says something like, IO dot. I don't know. Engine external, ImGui examples. ImGui handle keyboard input. Let's see what we can grab out of here. Which is the correct way to handle keyboard input stuff? No. ImGui. When is this? A couple of years ago. Okay. IO.keys down. Okay. Hold on. Add input character. That's still there. What's nearby here? Key event. Hello. Q to key down up event. Key should be translated as in generally. Okay, there's a down and up. Analog position, add mouse position, blah, 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 blah. Hello. They've definitely changed things up a little bit, haven't they? Okay, so yeah, this stuff has definitely changed quite a bit since then. So IO dot add mouse position event of p mouse position dot x position dot y. Same thing with this IO dot add mouse wheel for scrolling. Yeah, p mouse scroll dot x p mouse scroll dot y. Then we have key down mouse. And I also need to deal with buttons up. Okay. So for auto of P mouse button down buttons, I need to say, hey, io.add mouse button event, with the button being whatever IT is, right? Yeah, whatever IT is. And then I say true. And then for auto const and iterator p mouse up released. Add mouse button event iterator, and it's not down. We've got to do something similar down here. I can compress it a little bit like that. Perfect. I also don't need to do this anymore. Looks like. When was this added? 4 years ago. Called before calling new frame. Fair enough. Add key event. Key is down. Released keys. It's no longer that. And what's the key event looking like? It's looking for ImGui key. So this is where sorry, this is not what I'm looking for. There has to be an example somewhere in here that says, hey, you know, this is it's like a key map or something like that, a giant switch statement or something. Somewhere inside of this repository, which I, come on, copy the relative path, put it in here. This is definitely something that exists, man. Oh, I have external, don't I? I'm excluding it. That's why. Oh, okay. And this is what I was looking for, something like this. X11 doesn't include. And this is what I need to pass in now is something to do this. Modify. Those modifiers weren't there. These are all the keys, right? And these would also be keys, right? Is left control also up here? Yes, it is. So I can do that fine. Almost. Actually, hold on. Left control. Oh, no, left control. No, they are separate. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to do the conversion of, I'm going to say, hey, you got to pass in some function, PFN, a pointer to a function of implementation key to ImGui key. That. And this is going to sit here and here, somewhere up here, way up here. And vector type def ImGui key. PFN that into key code. This I thought would have been brought in by ImGui, but it's not. And this would be the only requirement of ImGui. What type is it? It's an integer? Okay, I'm just going to do int. So I don't have to do that quite yet. So bring that in. When I bring in the keyboard stuff, and then back on this side becomes this of the key code. Can't do it. Okay, well, fine. On this side, we are then going to pull in ImGui. Not particularly satisfied with that, but whatever. It now works. Let's see. Add event, input character. Okay. Does it? Hold on. Does it actually work? I need to bring in. Please define before including ImGui. What? In 189.4, we moved the implementation of accuracy math operators from this to this. Okay. Sure, I'll just set this as a random define, I guess. Not sure why. Oh, wait, hold on. ImGui file dialog. Let's update that. That's a separate thing as well. Okay, let's have a look at what versions there are. There's 0.6.7 now. v0.6.7. Let's try that. Fixed doc, whatever. Whatever this was last year. Control Shift B. Let's try see how this goes. This does not go because of something in here. No open modal. Okay, cool. Where is this? This is in here. In the save file. Hmm. There's no open modal anymore, but there's open dialog. So that's probably the replacement. What's this take in? Takes in a key, a title, and then this weird config thing. Which is where they moved everything over to. Okay. IGFD file dialog config. We start in the current directory, wherever we are. We're going to do one selection, which is the default anyways. Flags. ImGui. I want to confirm overwrite. It looks like it's still there. Okay. I am IGFD instance. Nope, that's not it. Just, okay, so just this, open dialog, save to location, choose file. There's no filter. There's a config. Anything else? No. Sorry, I'm in the wrong directory for anything there here. Got all this, and I want editor mode to be back on. I did turn it off, right? Yeah. Not quite. I've got the keyboard input stuff, which I don't quite have in place yet. So I'm going to just do a quick thing of like, hey, you know what? It's going to sit in the application. It's going to be the key map thing that I had open earlier, this guy. Is just going to sit right about here inside the anonymous namespace, which I thought was around here somewhere. Here. Bam. And we got that. Cannot initialize parameter of this with an L value. Ooh, what's different? Key code and scan code. Scan code is unused. So it's going away for the moment. Try running it. It runs. Let's check if the Windows stuff is there right now, which it does appear to be. Multiple keys, they're all there. That's great. Three, 4, 2. Scrolling does work. At least on Y. That's only 1.5 on this mouse. XY, true. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, I know. Let me think. One of the things I wanted to do was to reduce the churn of external submodules, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to keep this nice and simple, because these do actually change. Hold on. Engine, external, ImGui, file dialog. Reset all that stuff. What happened? Okay. Okay, we got those. Day 206, I still got to do a single commit for that, and that's happening now. So that's 1. This is number 2. The application has this. The keyboard is... This is... Nope. This, though, is part of it. Okay. Commit. Let's say... What do I want to say? I just need to make sure I have the keys ready so that I can actually commit this. Okay. Update. ImGui file dialog submodules. 4 years worth of updates. I should probably just say updated to v1.92.3 or 2. 3. v0.607. Input human input code to new. Instead of interacting internals directly. Anything else? Removed use of GLFW from the ImGui with the key map via callbacks instead. Okay. Okay, it's the GPG key in like that. Get that, great. That's the whole thing. Okay, git stash pop. Now back to the WSI stuff. So this is changed, correct? It's not it's just not that down keys anymore. I got the key converter, down keys, pressed. Okay, it's not down keys anymore. It's going to be pressed and released, which I'm going to change shortly. 1. And we're just going to do the current change. The current change again. I got to come back and through and sort all this stuff out, which will be done now. Position X, position Y, scroll Y. Now for the down buttons, and so I need, is it the down buttons or do I keep track of what's just been pressed, or do I just keep track of what's only down? Oh no. I mean, if I just keep saying that it's been down the whole time, then that's fine, I guess. Yeah. Because if I go back to where this is being used in the application, down here somewhere, this goes away from here, and now will reside in GLFW ImGui down here as this key conversion thing. Like that. Then I have to do like mouse processing, keyboard input. Okay, here we go. Yeah, mouse pressed buttons. This only tracks if it's been pressed, not if it's down. But it may just, and this is key pressed. Pressed and released keys. And the down keys. Okay, I do have pressed and released keys. I do have pressed and released and down buttons. Okay. Nope, I can still totally do this the correct way. I do keep track of everything, thankfully. So back to keyboard input, go to this. I don't want the down keys, correct? I want the pressed and unpressed keys. Here and here. Okay, P pressed keys. Pressed keys. Pressed key count. And then I imagine ImGui's got some internal thing that keeps track of whether it's still down or not. Pressed buttons. Okay, do those, get into here. So what I did here was technically incorrect, but I'm not going to fix it. In the previous commit, I'm just going to change it here. I is less than pressed button count. Let me just double check. Mouse button change. It's just about the changes, not whether or not. Okay, so okay, that's one, and then we have to do this side. For the keyboard input side. Was it P pressed keys of I? And then released keys. Okay. So that's updated. Back to the WSI removal bit with GLFW. I'm going to have a number of things like this still probably to do. Yeah. Because this is a localized one now. ImGui window. Down to here, I have add window, which is not, oh my goodness. Where I need this call now. Where I have to say, hey, I am GUI, add GLFW window with it.p window. Sorry, not that. Window info. That's what I'm looking for. Window info. I'm GUI, add GLFW window. Adding that. Okay, that's the new info box. What else we got? This is no longer a thing. This whole WSI bit's no longer a thing, actually. Or it shouldn't be. Come down to whatever this next bit is. Window remove window, it.p window. That's the context. Come down to here. We have the keyboard input. So what I need is W. I need this, this. This is the function on the second for the keyboard. Yeah. So we got window dot keyboard dot Unicode character. We got the function. Then I need like what? In keyboard, do I have, it's not a raw array, which is, can I change that to a vector? Maybe standard set. No, I probably shouldn't. Keyboard input. Okay. Standard vector of un32 underscore t. Keys pressed. It's going to be window.keyboard.pressed keys. .c begin to the end. C end. Okay. That's going to be pressed keys, data, size. I got to do the same thing for the released side. I got to do the same thing for the mouse side. Twice. For released and pressed buttons, yeah. Released. Okay, we got window.mouse.position.x, window.mouse.position.y. Then with the press buttons. Buttons press.data, buttons press.size, buttons released, data, buttons released dot size. Okay, got all those. So let's see, what's the next thing that breaks? It's not in this file, it'll be elsewhere, or maybe it will compile at least and link. No, not quite. I need this function. Why? Where is this? Undefined reference to this. Did I just not add ImGui? I have not added ImGui. That is why, if I go down here, I believe it's just part of some other thing, right? If Yeah, this. ImGui that, please. Okay. F5. Okay, we go to the window. Key, button down, button down, button down, bound down. We roll around. Scroll is there. Have that. Keys. Yeah. Okay. So at this point, the WSI stuff is gone, which is a big old step forward. So GLFW, I'm going to exclude this again. Thank you very much. So I want to exclude anything that's in engine/source. So I'm looking for anything that's outside of it. So this. Oh, and I don't really care about the this location right now either. Install test can go away. Just to simplify things even more. Application and skunkworks. That's it. That's all that's left. GLFW3. Oh, here we go. Some WSI stuff. I want to go into engine, please. Just anything that's in here. WSI underscore something. These are gone. WSI. These are gone. Let's see if we can get some capital W, W, S, I. I think they're all gone. Let's try it down here. Faux WSI. We have this window. I'm not going to say what type of window. I'm just going to say window. I think that's it. I think that's it for the removal of the GLFW, WSI, and moving it of all that stuff into the application. So we got this. These. Is there a rename to any of them? Does not look. Oh, there's some. There's one. Well, everything else is just changed enough. Didn't act. Okay, I added it. I didn't actually add it to. Nope. Staging. Now I did. Okay. Removed. WSI. Libraries. Merged into bring up. The WSI library and its interface was too awkward. Use in its required a lot of overhead bouncing back and forth between the application and the library. Internals, which was kind of true. Especially around the Vulkan surface. The associated Vulkan surfaces. for now. Have been removed. The functionality entirely moved. Then bring up application. The hope. For now. Yeah, whatever. That's all I need it for. Move that over. Commit that. Great. Okay, now I need to go back to... I don't want to stash pop quite right now. What I need to do is I need to copy this and this over to... Actually, hold on. Let me double check. I'm always compiling this anyways, right? I don't think there's any... Yeah, I'm compiling it regardless. I'm just not linking it in unless editor mode is set. Okay. So, yeah. Copy this and this into skunkworks source. Paste those in. I need the ImGui. Can I just delete the source? Because nothing in here should actually be... Yeah, I should be able to just delete source and just copy and paste it over. Because what I should be able to do right now is stash pop this with a whole bunch of that stuff going on. And then add this as a subdirectory. This should be gone. This should just all be entirely gone. Kaboom. Everything down to install should be gone. Okay, that's all gone. This, I don't know what's going on here. You're accepting the upstream. We're going to accept the upstream. Great. Same thing kind of going on here, accept the upstream. I don't actually care about any of this stuff. It's all gone. Delete, delete, delete. I need to bring that file back so I can actually figure out what the hell's going on here. Okay, let me do this. So I'm just engine source, restore all these files, restore this. How do I pop just the one I care about? Okay, you know what? It's been long enough. I've done a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just going to call it here for today, and then next time I'll actually go back and get the import and export to work properly again, hopefully. So until then, cheers.